How would you like to save thousands on your mortgage without breaking a sweat? Today, we are diving deep with mortgage expert Jason Lai, who is going to review the insider secrets of refinancing mortgages. Jason isn't just another financial advisor. He's a go-to guru who's helped countless homeowners unlock serious savings and can teach you exactly how to keep more money in your pocket. Jason, what are the most common reasons that people decide to refinance their mortgages?
There's a couple of different sort of key reasons as to why people do consider refinancing. This might be perhaps you've got too many eggs in one basket, i.e. you have too many of your own securities with one bank. Potentially you're looking down the rabbit hole of split banking, desecuritizing because the bank has too many securities. Potentially you might want to consider what the new bank's policy is and whether that's fit for purpose for you moving forward, perhaps better suited for you to leverage off your existing equity, and hence why you may want to consider a refinance. Potentially it might be related to interest rates. Another bank might be a little bit more favourable, and they might also give you a cashback as well as a thank you for bringing business over. So certainly a variety of reasons to refinance.
Yeah, well, you've listed like a bunch of different benefits there, and I assume everyone will be coming from, a different situation. But for homeowners, they only have, their home and no investments, but they're looking to buy the first rental or property investment property. Is there a benefit for refinancing in that specific case?
I think it's a case-by-case situation. It really does depend on whether you need to even consider another bank at all. Sometimes the policies may not necessarily be suitable for you to stay at your current bank, but sometimes it's perfectly acceptable as well, equally, to stay at your bank as well. So certainly get your situation assessed by a mortgage advisor, and they'll let you know.
I know that one of, as you mentioned, benefits is that cashback. So how much cashback do you usually get when you refinance?
Yeah, that's a great question. So cashback, it does tend to fluctuate. Sometimes it can be around the 0.8% mark, depending on the bank as well. We've recently been seeing a stable 0.9, but in some cases it can even be as high as 1% or even a touch above, depending on the bank that you do go to. But generally speaking, you're looking at about a 0.85% to about a 1% on your lending in most cases.
Mm-hmm. And then let's say that, 1% can be quite significant if you have, a 800,000 mortgage that might be about 8K. Are there any other fees involved with refinancing, or can you just get all the cash into your bank account?
Yes. That'd be lovely. The thing is there is often, closing costs associated with refinancing. So when it comes to refinancing, you do need to have professionals on your team. And not only can that be a mortgage advisor, but that also extends to, say a lawyer as well. Because a lawyer is required in New Zealand to help with the discharge of your mortgage from one place and helping you transfer the funds essentially to the new place as well, to the new bank. And so typically there is a fee per property, per security that is, to change from one bank to another. But you're looking often around 1,000 plus GST for the very first property, and then an additional amount per security after that.
Okay, that's good to know. So obviously it's not, you have to consider some other costs there on the refinancing process.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so let's say we're refinancing. Is there a right time to do it?
The right time is, it's kind of hard to say exactly when. Again, it's going to be a case-by-case situation, because often you'll find that a lot of people who do want to consider refinancing may be coming toward the end of their cashback period, whereby they've been with their bank for potentially somewhere between 3 or 4 years' time. And so at this point in time, they can potentially start exploring new lenders. Now, that could be an opportunistic time to have your finances assessed. However, having said that though, sometimes in the middle of a fixed term period, you might actually still financially benefit by looking at breaking and considering refinancing options as well. Or potentially even just breaking and renegotiating with your current bank, which your advisor will be able to help out with as well. So it really does depend on the situation. Here at Mortgage HQ, we've helped out both sides of the coin quite a few times. And so it really comes down to a case-by-case situation.
Yeah, so basically it's not always about the cashback. It could be from one of the other benefits that you have listed before, that you will be breaking that even before your cashback period has expired.
Yeah, that's correct. So what I'd say is just have a chat with a mortgage advisor and assess your position.
Yeah, 100%. Now, you were talking about lawyer fees involved there to do the process. I have heard before, and you correct me if I'm wrong, there are some banks that you actually don't incur those fees, or they might cover the lawyer fee. How does it work?
Yeah, that's correct. So a particular bank offers a free in-house legal service. They have got a partnership with a legal firm that does help outsource this on their behalf. And yeah, that's correct. But it's a very particular situation. So the bank is Kiwi Bank, and they can help out people who have properties that they own in their own personal name. So it can't be a trust or it can't be a company entity. It has to be in the personal name. And the first one is free for a refinance, and after that they do charge a little bit as well, but certainly cheaper than market rates, typically speaking.
And in regards to the term of your loan, so let's say now, for me, for example, I have my home for the last 5 years, and my term now is down to 25 years. If I refinance, does it change the term of my loan?
So that's up for debate, because technically speaking, you can absolutely do a one-for-one refinance and keep your current existing term and bring it over, and that would actually be beneficial for a lot of people. However, the thing is you can also implement certain mortgage structures whereby even if you do refinance from, in this case, a 25-year term back to a 30-year term, there are certain mortgage structures which would still allow you to repay your mortgage at a 25-year term, although it'll be documented on a 30-year term on paper. And that's all about having discussions with your mortgage advisor to see, what type of money personality you have, maybe how good at budgeting you are or how serious at budgeting you are to determine, how you should be refinancing. Because for some circumstances, extending your mortgage term to a 30-year term may be beneficial in more ways than one. And for some clients out there, it's probably not the right thing to do based on how you actually use your money on a day-to-day basis. So definitely have a chat with your mortgage advisor around what it is you're looking to achieve. If you're looking at optimizing your cash flow, if you're looking at taking additional debt to invest for your future, potentially extending out to a 30-year term could actually be a very viable option for you. But again, it's not for everyone, so you'll have to understand the risks and limitations and make sure you understand what your mortgage advisor is going to help you out with before you sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, so important, because I know during COVID, many people were struggling financially, were extending their terms just to create that relief. But obviously, if you're just doing that for extra cash flow, but you're not reinvesting that money, that's just going to mean that you're not paying down your mortgage faster and you don't have a purpose. So having that conversation and the objection, okay, is this the right thing for you, is very, very, very important. But I've heard that sometimes you're not able to refinance. So are there any restrictions? What other situations you won't be able to refinance to another bank?
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason why you may not be able to refinance is if lending criteria has changed, or potentially your situation has changed for the worse since you actually originally took on the mortgage. So a few years ago, we had low interest rates, then interest rates started climbing up and we were in that environment, and as a result test rates went up and servicing criteria was a lot stricter. Now in that circumstance, at that time frame, there were people who originally got approved for a set amount of lending that could no longer look at refinancing and making servicing work at the new bank. So there are circumstances like that, but generally speaking, they're relatively unique. And again, your mortgage advisor will go to run through exactly why that is the case for you, if so.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of variables there and things to memorize and very specific to everyone's situation. So I guess the message is talk to your advisor and understand what's best for you to maximize your position. Thank you for joining us, Jason, and sharing your knowledge. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a like, share with someone that maybe is looking to refinance their mortgage, and they might learn something new as well. I'll see you next time.
Financial freedom. Financial freedom. financial freedom.